How to get people out of this trap. How to get them off the web. We're all conditioned to it. You can't live without it anymore. Everything functions around the web. How do we do it? I got my YouTube videos on the web. How do I communicate with people apart from the web? It's a good question. You used to have what they call snail mail. Used to send things out, calling a landline, not a cell phone. Ways of communicating. We haven't developed it to do it, especially by spirit to spirit. His spirit bearing witness our spirit, the offspring of God. And once we discover we're the offspring of God, there's a unity of our spirits that we could communicate with one another. It's synchronicity. Just recently happened to happen to one of my subscribers, Holly. I was thinking about something, put it in one of my commentary, one of my videos. She comes back saying, I thought of the same thing. Synchronicity. Powerful. Let me see if I can find that. See, there I go again, on the web, She picked up on that. Let me find that. I'll read out the comment I responded to her. Awesome. She had asked a question in that video. I gave a rather long response to it. And to tail end of that video, or that comment in that video, I was quoting from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 5 from the Amplified Bible. By faith that pleased God, Enoch was caught up and taken to heaven so he would not have a glimpse of death, where he didn't die. He was not found because God had taken him, for even before he was taken to heaven, he received the testimony still on record that he had walked with God and pleased him. I mean, he had a communication between him and God. It was awesome. Well, she responded back to that. Amen. Funny you should mention, here's the synchronicity. Funny you should mention Enoch. I was thinking about Enoch today. I was walking to my car in the parking lot of work, wondering how it was for him to stroll on out of here with God and wanting to do the same. Oh, and just strolling out of this world. So I respond back to her, Holly, this is called synchronicity of the mind of Christ. And it is the evidence that screams out that we can and do have the same mind that was in the Son of God, or with us as the Son of Man. Now, in the world of science, there is what's called morphic resonance, or morphic fields of learning beyond verbal expression to one another. Getting beyond any ideas secular science has of this, or the occult world, it has a spiritual reality belonging to an earlier time of what's called archaic lost senses of the human spirit, which I have shared in my Millennial series of videos. Senses Adam lost by cutting us off from what's called the intrinsic inborn mind of the human spirit. Believe this or not, what you've just posted in your comment in this living experience is this living experience of the beauty of the fellowship of the mystery of the mind of Christ in our spirits. Don't ever doubt or think you aren't getting what's being shared to us in these videos. You're getting it. We're learning how to communicate to one another. I mean, it's by accident. You're not really trying to do it, yet here you are able to do it. I've done that too with another subscriber, Mary Lascaros. Every now and then. You call her up, say, I was just thinking about calling you. I mean, synchronicity of events, or When she's feeling trouble, I feel it. Or I'm feeling trouble, she feels it. And we call one another on the phone. You know, you know, it's going to be awesome when we get to heaven. This spiritual mind. Our means of communicating won't be nothing like we've been used to in this world. It's going to be awesome. So that's basically what this short little video is all about. Getting into this intrinsic inborn mind of our spirits, having the synchronicity of the same mind of Christ being each one of our spirit, and the fellowship of that mystery. That's the new way of communicating. I mean, we got so many distractions in our life, we don't I very seldom see it work. But in that kingdom, that's how we're going to communicate with one another. Not the way we've been used to here. And we'll get out of this trap. I mean, how are you going to get off the web today? You can't function without it. But you can override it by the power of your spirit. So think about that. There's going to be more on this. I know that. So, Father, I want to hear more about this. And He will. God bless.